Well, good morning. This is the start of my YouTube vlog. I'm out with my boys, who are Moose and Blondie. Moose being the black dog, being the clearly blonde one. This is my routine every morning, actually. I come out on the farm track and I tend to put on my little girly skate shoes to walk the dogs, because they're easy to just put on, not my work boots, although I much prefer to put my work boots on. And I take these two for a poo and a wee in the field. We call this the 6 acres where they are at the moment. Moose is predominantly terrier, but he's part poodle and part Lhasa. Blondie is what they call a Pomsky. There we are, there's him having a sit down. Pomsky is a cross between a husky and a Pomeranian. Don't ask me about the science, I didn't get involved. And so yeah, every morning I take them out here. It's our little time. They can do their ablutions and I can stand and watch them, which is always a joy. Some people may know me from what I do with my day job. I make whimsy garden ironwork and I show it all over the place. In fact, I sell it all over the place. But this year I'm having a year off, or rather I'm having not so much a year off, but I'm having a reduced capacity doing my day job, as I'm going to be building a house on my family farm. I'm pulling down what was our family home, which is in a bit of a sorry old state. I'm going to see if I can turn around and show you that. There we go. I'm going to be pulling that down and building one there where that corrugated iron, we call it the hay barn, but I suppose it's a pole barn. So I'm going to be replacing that this year. Planning permission was all accepted last December. It's now mid-February, creeping up towards the end of February. I've got conditions imposed on the whole of the planning application by our local council, which is quite normal, but it is a bit of a pain in the proverbial. Things like I have to be able to prove that I have provided somewhere for anyone that decides to come to site on a bicycle, so they can park their bike, and several other things which do seem quite loopy, but I'm being a good boy and I'm meeting all of those requirements, as you do. And as I'm walking along, Moose is 5 years old, so I've got a good rapport with him, a good understanding of each other, and he's giving me the look like, no, we've gone too far now. He doesn't really do the cold. It's raining, I don't know if you're able to see that. Blondie is still sat, let me just see if I can fly. Blondie's still sat where we left him. Can you see him there? He's such a clunky dog. He's a dear boy, but he's such a clunky dog. So Moose is giving me the eye like, yes, we're going to go back now. And what I tend to do every morning is, after I've walked the dogs, I go and light the stove, and well, in fact 2 stoves in the house for my dad. My dad's in his 80s and he's very, very capable. He's had 2 new hips. He's got a knee that's a little bit ropey, but he's all the way there and halfway back. But I like to light his fires for him because it shows that I'm looking after him, as you do. So yeah, as I was saying, right, here we go. Yeah, so that's where the house is going to go. There's quite a long story to how this came about, but it was actually, it started in COVID. We lost my mum to COVID, and in fact we nearly lost both my parents to COVID. They were both in hospital at the same time, and it was looking pretty grim. Well, it was really grim. We lost my mum, but my dad was then left with making some really big decisions, which brought us to where we are now. But I can talk about that another time. Doesn't really matter at the moment. I'm just doing a little bit of an intro. So I'm building a house. It's all been drawn up. I am currently not able to even put a spade in the soil, because if I do, there's something called a community infrastructure levy which kicks in, and it's basically a 43 grand tax bill, which is imposed on me, It's partially to do with if I were to be building the house and then selling it on, and it would be, understandably, a tax that would be collected by the local council as part of me if I were to make money out of it. But I'm not. I'm planning to build the house and live in it, and so I'm having to form fill and do all of those things first of all. But yeah, I can go over that later. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm buying in materials. I'm getting the best prices that I can. I've got this mantra that I will not pay full price for anything, and I hope people appreciate that as well and are the same. So you can see here, these are the tiles. They're in fact pan tiles which are going to be going on the garage roof, and the garage roof won't be installed. In fact, the garage won't even be installed until that house is pulled down. That house isn't going to be pulled down until we've built the house, because my dad is going to be moving out of that one and moving into the new one prior to anything else happening. So it's kind of like a bit of a domino run. We've got to get everything in order for it to work. I've got bricks here as well, and I'm expecting slates and some peg tiles for the house as well. They're all coming. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop now. I'm waffling. There's loads that I want to be able to tell you and show you, and this is my little workspace. There's my old Rover. I'll run through all of that another time. Anyway, I will see you another day.